Hi, you guys. I'm back again with yet another video. I just came home from work and I threw on my pajama whammies because I needed to get comfortable. But, whoo. Anyways, I wanted to talk about something because as women, I feel like we hold all the power. When it comes down to sex, dating, and relationships, women, we hold all the power. So, I honestly feel like, when you act like you don't need somebody, when you let these dudes know that, you let these niggas know that, I really don't need you, you know, you're gaining your power back. And I feel like if a lot of women operated on a level where, you know, um, where they were, career driven or they were goal driven and they focused on, achieving their goals and whatever that is, like losing weight or wanting to make more money or moving to a new state or getting a better car or um, finding, new friendships, things like that. Because I think that too many people, well, I'm not going to say too many people. I'm going to leave the men out of this because we know why they always are on a hunt for women and sex and stuff like that. Because, they're horn dogs, they want to have sex with women. But as women, we hold all the power because you have too many women feeling needy, feeling like as if they need men to validate them. You know what I'm saying? And when you operate like that, you lose your power. You're letting these men know that you have low self-esteem, that you don't value yourself, that you don't have goals, that you don't have anything going for yourself. You don't have anything going on in your life. Because um I used to be the type that wanted to be in a relationship so bad, that wanted to be validated by men, and I wanted, the compliments of men, to make me feel good about myself. But as I've gotten older, I'm not as focused on relationships. I'm not focused on men. I'm more focused on, my career, just trying to, just trying to be a better version, of myself, and losing weight, and it's just so many things that I want to achieve in life. And I feel like the way that you achieve things is that if you have your own, if because I know that a lot of women, they depend on their men for money, they depend on their men for resources and shelter and all this type of stuff. It's nothing wrong. It's nothing wrong with that. If you're a housewife or if your husband or your man pays the majority of your bills, it's nothing wrong with that. But um, I feel like as a woman, I feel like you should always have your own. Even if a man is providing for you, you should still have something of your own, so that if a guy decides that he wants to fuck you over, it's not going to sting as much because you have your own. You're not dependent on him financially for everything. And that's not every woman's situation. I'm not saying that your man is going to eventually leave you for another woman and you're going to be stuck with nowhere to go. But what I'm trying to say is that, as women, we hold all the power in relationships and stuff like that, because I feel like a lot of women have really they don't know their value, and they depend on men too much to do things for them, to validate them. And if you have men out there that are willing to do those things for you, so be it. But, 9 times out of 10, the only reason why men do that because they want to have sex with you. They want to be in relationships with you, basically. But I'm just a different type of person. Like, I don't need a man to necessarily provide for me, because at the end of the day, Sex is just not really something that I crave, and in a way, I'm kind of disgusted by sex. I'm kind of disgusted by laying down with a man, as a matter of fact. Like, um, times in my life where I've had sex with men, afterwards I felt disgusted with myself because I felt like it was something that I shouldn't be doing. And I feel like, when things like that happen, I feel like it's a sign from God. When you do something and like later on or like afterwards, something just not sitting right with you, or something don't sit right with your spirit, that's God letting you know that something is just not for you. And it's not completely based on looks or attraction. I'm just not. I just don't like the. I honestly just don't like the touch of a man. I don't want to be fondled or cuddled by a man because, truth be told, it disgusts me. Um, but so many women, we depend on men for everything, and I feel like when you show these guys that you don't need them and that you're out here doing your own thing, that makes them shrink down. That's going to make them, want to look at themselves like, what am I doing wrong, or did I do something wrong, or they're going to feel like they have to step their game up in order to be with you, because I'm not phased by everything. I'm not phased by money or what men can do for me or what they can provide for me. I mean, it's nice to have company. It's nice to have friendship, but when it comes down to, the sexual aspect of things, I'm just not into it. I'm not into, doing freaky sexual acts with men. I'm just not into it. And I feel like there's this woman that said something. She said something along the lines of, I make my own money so I can sleep with who I want. And that has a lot of truth to it, because I'm not saying that you have to lay down with ugly men for money or anything like that, but truth be told, I don't want to lay down with any man. I just want my paper. I want my money. I want to shop till I drop. I want to eat good food. I just want to feel good. And I feel like in order to gain control of my life, of everything in my life, I have to make my own. I have to go out there and get it for myself. And that's the mentality that all these women need to have. They feel like if a man is not providing those things, then, they're not worth anything, or they're not valuable. And that's not what it is. Because, truth be told, these guys, they go out here and make money so that they can control a woman, or they can be abusive to them. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could hear it. You can see it as clear as day on YouTube, how these guys say that black women are too independent, or they don't want to depend on a man, so they like to throw it in their face, of how they're independent and how they got their own. And now I see why, like, a lot of women, like, even if we did live in a time where women couldn't get jobs, well, we couldn't get, really good jobs, I feel like I would still be out here trying to bust my ass, trying to find a good job, just so I wouldn't have to settle down with the man who's going to belittle me, or who's going to physically abuse me, or abuse his power, just because he's the head of the household, or he's making the most money, or whatever. That I refuse to, I just refuse to put up with a lot of shit. I'm not going to put up with certain things. I feel like a lot of black women, they choose to make their own money because they don't want to be under the rule of a man. It just doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good to not be able to have your own money, to not be able to go and come as you please. And I don't want to feel like I'm in prison, or feel like I can't do such and such because my man won't allow me to. But, you know, this is not going to be a long video. I'm just saying that, you know, women, y'all hold all the power, and stop feeling like you have to depend on a man for everything, for a man to validate you. You know, go out there and get your own. All right?